That was a good nap. What are we doing? Oh, hey. Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Godzilla Voxel Wars. That's right. That's the thing that we're doing here on this channel here in December of 2023.
Sweetie, I have bad news.
You have bad news.
It's July of 2025.
What? That's it. How long have I been asleep? Who's the president?
Oh, sweetie, I have bad news.
The actor? Sorry, this is my favorite. This is my favorite time travel thing. Always got to work in how did Ronald Reagan become president line. Anyway, yeah, Godzilla Voxel Wars. We're back. We had this opportunity to work in a few episodes of whatever we wanted, and we decided that what we wanted was more Godzilla Voxel Wars, like we never stopped doing it. So here we are.
Did we decide that, or did I put a lot of pressure on
You decided.
I feel like
I don't. There wasn't really pressure. You said it, and I was like, whatever. The thing I love about that is I don't have to make a decision, so we're just going to pick up right where we left off. It is possible that you, watching this series now, have never seen any of these episodes before. And if that is the case, please do not worry, do not be left behind. We're going to explain the mechanics here as we push through these first ones, and also kind of rediscover them ourselves a little bit. But basically, Godzilla Voxel Wars is a game that came out in 2023, kind of secretly. It feels like there was no press about it at all. But it is a weird Godzilla-themed puzzle game that owes a lot to Into the Breach. It's a weird sort of puzzle strategy thing here. So, as you saw, our objectives here are to get rid of all the enemies in 2 turns and try to avoid taking damage while doing so. We have our enemies. We can see what order they will launch their attacks in, and very Into the Breach style. If you mouse over a unit, you can see what it does here. We have a King Ghidorah egg that will turn into a King Ghidorah in 1 turn. And we have, of course, the man himself.
Godzilla.
I didn't... Amabel. He needs no introduction, so I was not introducing him the rest of the way.
Okay. You know, it's interesting King Ghidorah has an egg because I don't remember him ever being in an egg. I guess it makes sense. You know, a reptilian space monster would have an egg shape, but Mothra eggs make a lot of sense. There are Mothra eggs in this game. I remember that.
So you can see here we have spawn indicators for the enemies. Again, very Into the Breach style. You can block spawns with existing enemies or your own body, and it does some damage, but prevents the enemy from coming up. You can see here King Ghidorah has his 3 heads, and as such, 3 attacks of power, 1 damage and knockback to 3 squares in front. And we have until the end of this turn to clean up all of the scary mushroom monsters. The vibe, the thing that's going on in this game is that it's the overarching story is that it's a child playing with their toys. That's why everything has this kind of like toy box kind of vibe. And the story they are acting out is that Godzilla and the other famous monsters are defending the Earth from an invasion of some kind of space fungus.
And I think that's really charming, and it allows you to have like King Ghidorah and Godzilla working together, which never happens.
Look at that! Look at this the cinematic victory of King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah cannot be stopped.
I'm excited to see what other monsters there are in this game. We're very early into the game.
We're about halfway through the game, I believe. A new object is available in build mode, because the game does, of course, have a your own puzzles builder. So yeah, we are on Island 3 here of 6 islands, it would appear. It is worth noting there is an underside to the board, and we have only played a few of the underside levels. So there is a lot of game. There's a harder, yeah. There's like a shocking amount of game to this game. The Thing and the Flaming Dragon. Up and see here, buildings that we must defend because we are on Team Earth. But some of the buildings have already been overcome with space fungus, and you got to do what you got to do in that case.
So, do you know why it's called The Thing?
Sorry, are you talking the film The Thing?
Well, the title of this level.
Okay.
The Thing is what Mothra was called.
Oh, okay.
Mothra's first solo film in the U.S. They just called her The Thing.
Okay. So
For
this
viewers who are new to this is is that you are here to solve puzzles. I'm here to talk about Godzilla, and I think that makes us a good pair for this.
So we got ourselves Godzilla and Mothra Imago. Mothra in Imago form, that is fully grown Mothra. You can see here, Mothra knocks targets back 2 tiles and sort of puts on them a shield that will prevent all damage for a turn. And we have a Fungiris 3, which just does 1 damage to the thing ahead of it. And also this Dung Shroom, which is going to shoot this big area blast, dealing 1 damage to the targeted tile and then a knockback all around. So it's easy enough to see, like, we could just run Godzilla forward and smash this guy into the infected building. Not only do we not care if infected buildings get destroyed, but destroying infected buildings gives you G power based on the color of the fungus. And G power can be used to spawn additional monsters, which is it's not a thing I've ever seen in one of these games before, and it leads to some very interesting puzzle solutions here and there.
Yeah, something really special about this game, or different about this game compared to its inspirations, is that these are like designed levels, designed puzzles, whereas Into the Breach is very it's procedurally generated, and they're kind of like there are puzzles that are informal, created by that. And
yeah, Into the Breach has puzzles the same way any strategy game kind of has puzzles, right?
Yeah.
So I think, given I don't actually have like a full solution laid out here, but I think given the G power that's made available to us here, it seems like we're supposed to hold on to this red to make a Ghidorah.
Yeah.
But like, this is the only enemy left? This doesn't seem all that. Oh, we have to clear. Do we have to clear all of the buildings too? All the infected buildings? It's been a minute since we played, so that might be the thing that I'm missing. If that's the case, then I may have screwed up our positioning here a little bit. Yeah, if we have to clear all the infected buildings too, which is probably the case. Like, it's very easy to like just move King Ghidorah out, have Godzilla come over here and do the same thing to this guy that he did to the other guy. But it is worth noting that then we do need to still kill a couple of other buildings, right?
Yeah.
Tricksy problems. So like, yeah, if we move Ghidorah out. Oh, right. You have to either attack or not attack. Am I allowed to just choose don't attack? Here, come over here and do your attack this way where it doesn't do anything. Just end your turn. I'm just getting you out of the way, right? So we can do this. We can smash 1 floor off of that building. And then the idea is this is where you would use your Ghidorah to destroy all those buildings. So really, the thing is, I needed to put that Ghidorah egg like literally any other space than this. But then once we do that, what is... we use Mothra to shield one of the buildings and deliver the kill with the other. Okay, I think I see it.
So we can go back.
So yeah, let me wind us back. We do need to place this Ghidorah egg, and so you can put down a monster adjacent to any other currently extant monster. And the Ghidorah egg just needs to go somewhere nearby. This guy fires a shot. Okay, so we have Godzilla, run forward. break this guy against the second floor of that building, and then when King Ghidorah runs over here and destroys these 3 buildings, it'll give us the G power, the Godzilla power that we need to do this thing. And then Mothra's attack does not do any damage by default. So we can, like, wind shield this building.
Then summon
a Ghidorah off of our other Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then we immediately get to use him. There it is. So one thing I will say about this game, and this is, you know, part of the reason. Oh, investigation report bonus.
Part of the reason.
Hold on a second. We didn't get all the objectives.
I didn't see the investigation report.
Yeah,
Usually
was
it's
there
like
a, was there a thing? I just wanna take a quick look here. Clear within 2 turns, 0 damage. But there's like an interactable somewhere, as I remember it. Is how these work, right?
I really don't remember.
It was a long nap, all right? Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as I remember it, there's like an interactable something somewhere on the level. We can kick through this very quickly again. Strategy was pretty straightforward. And then you just somewhere. Listen, I don't want to be one of those players who's like, well, we gotta get all of the platinum stars on every level. But like, what if we got all the platinum stars on every level? You know, it is right there. It is doable. I was kind of hoping it was going to be like, there's all these cute little environmental objects, and I don't know. I don't remember how investigation reports work, but this is the way you get the plot of the game, right? Is through these little report items. I just don't remember how they are generated. And our score is being held hostage. All right, we'll figure it out. Or between this episode and the next one, we'll go back and we'll watch the previous episodes. Amabel, do you think that would have been a responsible thing to do beforehand? Instead of just leaping into it? No? Maybe not?
No, I don't.
Like
I don't think so.
Okay.
I had to think about it. I'm sorry.
That's weird. So
who is that friend?
we got some spawns we gotta look out for. We have an egg that we can protect, and then of course we got some Mothra larvae, obviously. So we also have a gas tank over here, in case you don't remember. Gas tanks will explode and do considerable damage to the things around them when they take damage. So you need to be moved if we are to protect our King Ghidorah egg. We also need to do something about an awfully large number of enemies here.
Does Godzilla have the movement to get on the other side of that? No, he doesn't.
If we do 2 damage to a building, does it take down the top 2 layers of the building? Yes. Okay. So this is the solution. We got to get ourselves a Mothra larva, because the very cool thing the Mothra larva does is it allows you to fire a shot that deals damage in the center and then pushes in all the other directions, right?
Okay.
And so we spawn the Mothra larva here. Sorry, the controls are a little unintuitive. and we do this thing, and it pushes all the monsters to positions where they're not actually going to do any harm. How about that? Right? We dash two of them against infected buildings. Puts one of them just kind of in the middle of nowhere, not causing trouble. Now, unfortunately, we are going to lose our egg here. But it's also going to take a level off of this infected building, and I wonder if that is maybe the intent. And we got ourselves the resources for another egg.
Okay.
Which we might want to just put here. Because we're going to have 3 targets, like, sort of lined up. I'm unsure. I'm unsure where this needs to go. I'm going to put it right here. And we'll see if this makes sense. So yeah, like I said, this does destroy our egg, but it also destroys an egg. But the question is, do we actually need the Ghidorahs? Do we need both of them? Or are we supposed to have used one in this way? Because I'll be honest with you, if we are supposed to have if we're supposed to save that egg, I'm not sure how to save all the buildings too. You know?
Yeah.
So like here we have this very obvious, right? That seems really strong. And then it's pretty easy to kill this guy. We could use the Mothra larva to just push him into the lava. Something like that. Godzilla only has 3 movement, though. It's pretty hard for Godzilla to contribute to the battle this turn.
Well, so what if Godzilla pushed the guy into the lava and the Mothra larva lobbed it
Just does some damage to a building
those
or something?
2 buildings?
Well, Mothra, there's no way to deal damage to 2 buildings.
No? Isn't the Mothra, doesn't it hit and go in 4 directions?
It pushes stuff.
Oh, it pushes stuff. Okay. No, you're right.
Buildings famously difficult to push. But yeah, it does feel like you want everybody to do something every turn, so it's really hard to imagine that it's... We could just have him run down here and do A damage to this nest, because this is the only thing that's more than 1 story tall at this point. And that way everything that's left is at least on a single hit point.
Okay.
I don't actually have a plan for solving it from here, which is why this makes me a little nervous. But let's see what these monsters are going to do on the final turn. I don't. One place where this is not as readable as Into the Breach is that you can't always tell what monsters are going to do on their turn ahead of time, and that is a little tricky. So yeah, see, we can do this. Killing that guy, but that doesn't actually... Stag Shroom... Yeah, Godzilla doesn't really have a lot of ways to participate here. We can't get kills with Ghidorah. This is definitely not going to... This turn does not end with us having cleared all of the enemies and the infected stuff. So let's back it up a little bit. I mean, let's back it up like a lot. I'm pretty sure this is right. Pretty sure we're going to have to get this Mothra larva out on the first turn.
I think we need that other King Ghidorah egg too. I don't know how to...
Yeah, so how would we save it though? What is the enemy attack order? Okay, so if we use the Mothra larva to if we move 2 or 3 one of the shrooms from this column into this space, then it's easy enough to get it bumped into that one and clear those two. But it leaves whichever one is the other one, unmolested, right?
Can you go back a little further?
A little further, yeah.
Okay. If Godzilla was to attack that building from the other tile, you could use the.
You're saying move the shroom guy and have him do the dirty work. Well, now that's interesting. Well, now that's an interesting point. Just like spawn our Mothra dude here. Or down here. It's interesting actually, but we'll say here for the moment. And do this. I think there's something to that. It sure does save that egg. What it does not do is give us the G power during that first turn. So then we don't have the extra. We have another Ghidra hatching next turn, which is weird.
But we do have a Ghidra, which is more than we had.
So you're shooting for there, which is easy enough to avoid. This fungal bee can be we could just block its attack if we wanted, but we gotta do something about you and you. I mean, it's easy enough to push the Fungyrus over and then have King Ghidra eat all three of them.
Yeah.
And then also just have Godzilla shove this guy in the lava.
You think Godzilla calls him a nerd when he does it? Like, nerd?
I've certainly never heard him say nerd, but does Godzilla speak another language, or does he just what is how are we to interpret the roars? Is the question I'm going to ask you.
Okay, well, this actually is a complicated question because there are.
I also could just kill this guy. I don't really need to move over.
So in I want to say giant all-out monster attack. I could be wrong. Godzilla and Rodan have a conference mediated by Mothra in which they decide to team up against King Ghidra.
Okay.
Actually, it might be in King Ghidra, the three-headed monster. So in that, Godzilla does speak some kind of language.
Something intelligible.
At least to the other monsters.
See, that's interesting. That's the kind of Godzilla insight you're only going to get here on this channel. So if I have Godzilla, I can't get Godzilla over there. I was gonna say if we get Godzilla to here and shoot this thing downward, the pushback plus the damage, I think. Maybe if I have Mothra drop the shot right here, because before I shot the gas tank itself and it moved this guy away. But if I shoot so that I'm pushing the gas tank into the monster, we get the push. Yeah, and then we also get that big explosion. And then, yeah, I think actually this works. Because now I deal 1 damage to each of these 2 buildings. Have our friend Godzilla come over here and clear this 2-point building out. And then just have the other Ghidra do the same thing from the other side. Bam!
You did it, baby.
I love Voxel Ghidra, can I tell you?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Also, the game engine has started doing that thing again where it's just like not quite going at the clean frame rate. I have no idea why.
I mean, it's obviously such a graphically intensive game.
It does this thing where it hitches, and then once it has hitched, it does not unhitch until you restart it. And I don't know why. It bothers me because I think actually the game looks really nice. And I would like it if the frame rate was consistent. So we had another investigation report bonus there. Hey, look, here's an investigation report. Look at that.
Yeah.
Acquire for bonus points. They're destroyed if taken by the enemy. We're just totally spacing on the existence of these things in previous rounds? I don't think so. So this turn we got an Anguirus.
All right.
Charges forward to deal 1 damage and knock back, but also deals 1 damage to self. And the ability to spawn a King Ghidorah. So, what do we want to do? I'd really like to push this guy that way. Like, this feels significant, right? That has him doing damage to that building. If we have Anguirus push this shipping container, then we can get some shipping container damage done to these buildings. He'll block a spawn and die doing so. I think that feels pretty strong all over. I do love watching the things just go into the little cubes.
Yeah.
I think that's very fun. Alright, so the Stag Shroom, I think if we get out of the Stag Shroom's way, it will just run into the lava and die. I believe that is the case.
Okay.
The Fungal Bee, of course, will not. Right, if I push the Fungal Bee over to here, it will just fly over the lava. So, I mean, I think that's... Let me just... Yes, okay. I mean, it makes sense, right? What is the attack order? I was thinking, if this guy doesn't fall in the lava, then having him dash across, he could at the very least block the attack. But looks like that they are not ordered in such a way as to let that happen. And we have the egg too.
Right. So where do we place that? You know.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Nice.
We can also, if we push this guy down, obviously he'll smash himself into the gas tank. Although he won't. So okay, when he hits, he knocks targets back until they hit something. So he would fling the gas tank into the bee, which is pretty good.
But the bee attacks first.
But the bee attacks first. I think this might be a situation where we have to just have Anguirus stand in front of a projectile.
Does it have to be Anguirus, or can it be the egg?
It doesn't have to be Anguirus, but it feels like it should be Anguirus, don't you think? Why would we sacrifice the egg?
Why would we sacrifice Anguirus? Or will Anguirus just take one
Not,
damage?
he's big and tough.
He's big and tough.
He'll
Okay.
just be strong.
That's not really my experience of Anguirus, but okay.
Is there a way to... Unless I can't figure out a way to get them to accept their movement without attacking. I thought I remembered this being a thing we could do before. But maybe I'm wrong. Well, I could just move him here and have him attack that way. That'll work, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Godzilla steps around to here, pushes this guy to there, from whence he will cause hilarious things to happen. And then, where is it that we need to spawn the egg?
Now it's a King Ghidorah egg?
There's not going to be any more enemies, so this is going to be the only thing left, and in theory, Godzilla should be able to handle it no problem. So, we still have this nest to deal with. But I think Anguirus is going to be able to just suicide charge the container to destroy it. So it does kind of feel like this is not even necessary.
Well, I mean, the egg will
Oh, is
help
that
you
we do
get
have to
rid
deal
of the buildings
with
so you can get to the.
we do have to deal with this as well.
And that
I'm
might
trying
help
to
you
and I'm trying to get to
the
the investigation report.
Yeah. So I guess put the egg like right in front of the building. On the building you want to get rid of.
Or is that exactly where we cannot put it?
I don't know.
Is that precisely the wrong spot? Because you can't attack and then move. So if we put the egg here, is it preventing us from reaching the investigation report? Because Godzilla doesn't have enough movement to move through all that stuff. But it doesn't. He doesn't have enough movement to reach it under any circumstances. So that doesn't really change anything. Yeah, that cooks off and destroys the bee. And then like I said, we can just use this container to finish off that building. It also finishes off Anguirus, but these things happen. Nobody else can affect the building, so this building over here, so it kind of has to be that way. And then, like, it's really easy to just beat the level. Right, like... That sure doesn't get us that investigation report.
Okay, so how do we get that then?
Ooh, in this case, we don't even get our third star. Terrible.
Can King Ghidorah move over the lava?
No, I don't think so. I think we saw that in a previous.
What kind of flying monster is this?
Well, he's a low hover. It's still very hot.
He flies from outer space. That is not correct.
It's like a bat. He has flying parentheses clumsy.
He is clumsy, and that is fun. All
right, I like this part. This part feels strong.
Okay, if you... So what if you Godzilla the guy into the building? He'd still be able to push Godzilla into the lava, wouldn't he?
Well, he would push Godzilla past the lava.
Okay.
He would shove Godzilla all the way over to here.
So I would say if we spawn the egg before that happens.
Before the enemy's turn? Yes, I certainly hope so.
Yeah. Okay. So, but if Godzilla attacks the guy, that will destroy that building.
Yeah.
But we would need another way to take care of the. Well, no, because Anguirus will just be. Anguirus will take the damage from the bee. Mm-hmm. Godzilla will be over there to take care of him.
To take care of
the bee, but then I'm trying to figure out how to. I'll leave it to you. I'll leave the puzzle solving to you. I'm not, but I feel like there's something here, like like.
Well, the problem is the bee doesn't die.
Right.
Under the solution that you're describing. Either the bee doesn't die or this building doesn't die. We don't have enough attacks. Unless we have the stag shroom do the gas tank thing. So if the stag shroom attacks the gas tank, like it does kind of seem like we need to figure out a way to put down the egg closer to the investigation report. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can have Anguirus switch over here effectively by having him charge the Stag Shroom. But like this bee, something's got to happen to this bee. And this building, it's really problematic for this building to still be up at the end of the turn. So Godzilla only has 3 movement. Ghidorah has 4. But if we move him over here, he has to end his turn over here, which means he can't be involved in like destroying anything.
Yeah.
Which is extremely difficult. We could just use the egg to block the attack with the intention of having Anguirus do something else if we can figure out another way to destroy this nest. This building being in front of it prevents us from doing any kind of southern charge because we can't move the buildings into each other.
Right.
So if we... I mean, like, if I do this... and then I spawn the Ghidorah egg here. No, this doesn't work. What I was thinking is spawn the Ghidorah egg here to just eat the thing, and then charge the building right now, so that the path to this is open. Like, we don't get our Ghidorah, the bee still dies, and Anguirus can go here and charge the nest himself next turn. But that still leaves us with a living Stag Shroom and a Godzilla who can't reach the investigation report. Right.
It does give us another turn in which to get the investigation report. I know it doesn't maximize the.
Yeah, but we don't get maximum score that way. Oh, that's right. Anguirus can only move 1 space per turn as well. Anguirus only having 1 move is actually a huge problem for this plan. Yeah, so none of that works.
Yeah, so we can't sacrifice it. We need that egg. And we need Anguirus to block that bee.
It sure seems like
just
it
has to happen.
Yeah, like this move to set up the kill on the nest and also to block the damage feels like it is critically important. Unfortunately, without the shroom, sending the gas tank at the bee, we're not going to be able to kill the bee with Godzilla. It only does 2 damage. It's also worth noting, like, with 4 movement, if it is indeed the case that the egg can't, the Ghidorah can't fly, which I think is correct. Like, this is not even a close enough spawn. Is the point of what I'm showing you here. Like, when he pops up, wait, why is he not even able to? Huh?
What's going on?
That's a great question. I don't have the ability to click on anything anymore. No. Yeah, all the buttons, as you can see, all the buttons are grayed out. But I'm gonna I'm gonna relaunch the game real quick. It's behaving very strangely all of a sudden.
Maybe it's just one more episode of this and 4 episodes of something else is what we end up doing.
Toho Games, what are you doing here? All right.
It definitely was running better 18 months ago.
It was. It was. I don't understand how it got worse. It doesn't. That doesn't seem like the sort of thing that should be able to happen. And see, now it's running. Now it's running badly from the very beginning. This is very. This is heartening. So we figured out what feels like a very clever start here, right? But I suppose I should mention, you know, if we could find a way to block other stuff, you know, we could potentially like have certain enemy, like as you saw there, when we block the spawn of this enemy, the enemy doesn't come up at the next turn, then it just disappears forever. Unlike Into the Breach. So I don't know if there's a different viable first turn or not. The one we're doing seems very good. It seems like it's going to be hard to beat this, right? In terms of impact. But now the game's being so canny about, like, it's being so weird about letting us test Ghidorah's movement that now I just want to make sure. But I'm pretty sure that when we had him selected before, we could see that he could not fly. This is very satisfying. I want this to be the right answer. Yeah, okay, it would appear that selecting Ghidorah at all in this situation just completely breaks the level. Well then. And the only option is to quit the game entirely. Like, you can't go back to the map. Have you ever seen anything like that in a video game before? That's very strange. Let's move on to the next level, shall we? Oh look, the frame rate's smooth. Out of the egg and onto the team. This story, it's going to have a lot of personal relevance to all the trans folks in the audience. Happy Pride from Godzilla. Alright, so turn one, player. So we have access to Mothra eggs and Ghidorah eggs, and of course, Mothras. Grown-ass Mothras. We do only have one yellow fungus to defeat, so it feels to me like they're setting you up for this, right? Okay, the Mothra from this egg is, of course, the spitting Mothra. So let's put the Ghidorah here, because it's going to need to be here to have any effect on the world. And then this one... Actually, I forgot that we could chain them off of each other. Yeah, because King Ghidorah needs to get adjacent to things to affect them. It feels like spawning them as far this way as possible. Probably makes sense, right? Okay, so doing 1 damage to this gas tank clears the whole corner up here. Right, while running down here and doing this clears that building and also gives us a traversal path. Godzilla coming down here and pushing this gets me the yellow that I need to make the good Mothra. This is an easy one. And then we just make our good Mothra off of Ghidorah and use this shipping container to solve all of our problems. Easy, easy level. Perfect strategy. +1 G ticket. The G tickets are how we access the hint system. I believe they're just for hints. And we haven't really used that very much. Hey, Amabel, are you there? No? Okay.
Oh wow! I've been muted for a while. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's hard to
I had
tell
to pause
because
a
you
minute.
often just stop talking for long periods of time during the recording to leave me to do all the work. Got her. Okay, so this thing, Dungshroom Omega, deals massive damage and still has all of the push effects and everything. All right, that's gonna be challenging to deal with. The destruction of a house for whatever reason results in defeat. Here's the thing: industry, office buildings, that could whatever. No, Godzilla will not put up with the loss of a single human life. Powerful ally Godzilla.
That's okay.
What?
It's really. I like that this is a children's view of Godzilla, where Godzilla is gonna not just squish people to death on purpose.
Godzilla is our friend. So
That's Gamera. It's a different.
no,
monster.
it's Godzilla. I think we have plenty of evidence that it's Godzilla. So we can see here there's gonna be a spawn here, and it's very easy to see the Mothra shooting this building to put a shipping container over top of that is a thing that we're gonna want to do. But this first turn, it sure feels to me like a shot here, pushing the boss onto this thing and redirecting some of its ire seems wise, right?
Okay.
Run all the way over to here. That way we get
that's
damage
still-
on all these buildings.
That still damages the house.
Well, we have a Mothra.
All right.
Godzilla can run up here and clean through some of this. Mothra can... Oh. That was weird. And then we have an egg. We have an egg hatching. We're gonna get King Ghidorah G power here. But that feels like it's got to be the right first turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, once again, targeting the house. So like I said, one of the Mothras is almost certainly just delivering this shot. And then... how are we going to deal with... So we have until the end of turn 3 to clear out all these buildings, right? Obviously, King Ghidorah is going to be tremendously effective at clearing one of the two groups of 3, but he definitely... I don't think he has movement time to get them both, so how... we need to be looking ahead here a little bit at how we're going to clear the other one. One thing we could certainly do is use... I was going to say we could try to use the boss a little bit, but it's tricky with the boss shooting at the wrong rank.
How much movement does the Mothra larva have?
3.
So if you were to use the larva in the same row that Godzilla's in to push the boss down one, and then use Godzilla to push him down another one, he's not going to damage any buildings? or the house?
No, he's absolutely going
Um,
to damage buildings.
Okay.
I mean, like the way to make him safe is this. Right, if we push him again, he's damaging both of these buildings.
But
It's this, and
No.
then we fire here, and then Mothra the office building.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not awesome, in my opinion. And then we can spawn the Ghidorah here and just have Ghidorah eat these.
Yeah.
It does not give our Ghidorah a lot to do on the next turn. It doesn't feel like. And we still have to commit 5 damage on this thing.
Yeah, that might not have been the right.
Well, I mean, we have like pushes and stuff. We can maybe make it happen. We have to block you. So okay. One thing that we can certainly do is like place Godzilla here. Sorry, place Godzilla here, do an attack. And then like clear this building. Actually, this clears both of those buildings. Gets us another point of damage on the Dome Shroom. But now the question is, where's that? Yeah, if I can't get it onto here to block the spawn, that's tricky. And I wonder if maybe that's like, if maybe that's an argument for not moving it backwards this turn. Just trying to keep it in the same row. Because it doesn't seem to change rows otherwise.
Yeah.
But how do we make it not so damaging? I mean, I guess there's no reason I can't push it this way. Then have Godzilla come down. And Mothra just guard the house again. The danger here, of course, is that we're leaving a lot of buildings alive. And we can Ghidorah. Well, we have to clear these.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't have a way of doing that otherwise, I don't think. So the question is just, can we figure out a way to destroy all these buildings while also doing what else needs to be done? Spawns happen after attacks.
Yeah.
So if we have you right here, we use this guy, like smash that. Actually, wait, maybe I was right in the first place. Push you to here. Use this thing.
Okay.
Smash you there. No, this isn't quite gonna work. Ah. Because we still need to block this spawn.
Right.
And I can kill it, obviously. but I need to block the spawn and I need to kill it before.
Yeah, and it feels like the Ghidra is just not being. We have a whole monster just not doing anything.
Yeah, it does feel bad.
So in that previous position that you were just okay.
Yeah, I have to do this to get back to it. I agree with you that this is the place to do the figuring from.
So let's see if the Ghidra is spawned on the other side, it can damage the building. It won't push that at the boss, though. It will damage the boss, but not push it. I'm thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
Can you think out loud in whole thoughts so the rest of us can follow?
Right, so if the Ghidra is spawned, say, next to the Mothra, it can take out those 3 buildings and will damage the boss, but will not push the boss. Will not push the boss's location to free up the house.
No, none of that's no.
But it will damage the.
No, it's not. No, none of that's right. You don't get to move the monster on the turn that it spawns.
Oh, okay.
It spawns and immediately performs its attack.
Okay, so
in order for it to spawn and attack buildings, the Mothra would have to be over here, but also buildings don't push, so it would never.
It wouldn't push the. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I am now thinking about this turn a little bit differently. What if we... I don't have enough shots to do this. I want to try to pull the boss up a rank instead of down a rank. But I would need to be able to shoot here with both of the larvae or something like that. And it is inarguable. Like, this has to happen.
Yeah.
That's just not available for change. So is there a way that we could use this Mothra I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to use the bodies of if we can position our units such that we can get more value out of using the larva to push our monsters into things. It's tough though. I'm trying to think ahead about like how we're gonna clear that left corner, and it feels like feels like you just can't without the Ghidorah.
Yeah.
If we move you push things 2 tiles. That's right. I keep forgetting that in addition to the damage shield, Mothra is a double move. That's actually really powerful. So, what if frustratingly, I can't quite get... Okay, what about this?
Okay.
What if Mothra moves you 2 spaces? We move Godzilla over here, accomplishing nothing attack-wise, but you just use him to plant the Ghidorah to remove these buildings to create an open space such that this Mothra can pull the boss up like this. That clears all those buildings.
Oh, hey, yeah, no, that's good. That's so smart, baby.
It does leave the boss with 7 health, which is problematic.
You got Godzilla and a Ghidorah right there.
Yeah. Well, our monsters deal 5 total damage then, but we have some pushes. Like we can maybe make it work depending on where the boss moves to. And remember, we have to block this, and we have to kill the boss. So, how do we do that most effectively? We move you to here and attack. I have to actually be like very careful how I deal damage to the boss with the larva. Actually, maybe we don't. Maybe the larva have to go first.
Okay.
So we do this to do some push damage. Then we do that same push attack. You step up to here, and attack like that. How is Mothra going to participate? Because this is still not nearly enough damage.
If Ghidorah, okay, well, you got
I'm
it.
just experimenting.
Okay.
So this is still not good enough.
So you need to be able to push him into another monster, and Mothra can shield that other monster, doing push damage to the boss, but keeping one of your monsters alive to do damage is what I'm thinking. You know, we've used the 2 larvas to do damage through pushing. It feels like we need.
We have to be very careful how we move things around. So I feel like the way I started this, it's not possible now to win. Right, I can do 2 damage with Ghidorah's push by putting Mothra in the way. But I can't, like critically, I can't use Mothra to push Ghidorah into this thing because everything's off axis now. So let me back it up. I'm gonna have to be more thoughtful about how I use these 2. So, but like my biggest concern here is that it's very easy to push the boss into a building or something. And so that's why I'm thinking like we have to be very careful about how we use the larva.
Right. I think how you start with the larva seemed to be right, though.
No, but we can't generate enough damage. I mean, we just saw we can't generate enough damage.
Okay, but if
I need to be able to... Mothra can't make it over there, no. We need to be able to generate... So the boss has 7 health. We can do 5 points of direct damage. So we need to push the boss into something twice while doing all that damage. We need to push the boss into something in excess of the 5 points of damage dealt by those shots.
Can hear me out?
Mm-hmm.
Um, if
Which means that we need to either one of us, either Mothra needs to be able to push somebody into the boss, and we need to generate a point of push damage off of Ghidorah or Godzilla's attacks, or we need to generate push damage with both of their attacks. In which Mothra could just be in the way.
yeah, that's my because when Mothra, yeah, I think it has to be a thing where you're not going to into Mothra.
We can only do that once. Well, no, that's not true. I guess we can do it twice in any location except for the important one. I guess
Okay.
if we put because somebody's got to end up on the thing here too.
Right.
It's very important that this spawn get blocked, so that there's not an enemy on turn 4. At least I think so. You know, maybe. I guess what I don't remember is if it is enough to just make there not be enemies left. Like, what if I just do this? We just have you stand here, do the attack, have you stand here, do the attack, and then just hit you directly with 2 points of damage. That doesn't just solve it because there's nobody on the surface, does it? Because if so, that's like trivial. There's zero problem doing that. No, okay, we do have to actually care about this. Curses.
So if you're able to do 2 damage from the larva, and you put the Mothra on the on Ghidra's left, where Ghidra's right now on their left above the monster, and then Godzilla, the boss, into Mothra, and then Ghidra, the monster, into Mothra, and then use Godzilla's attack to push the boss onto the spawn point. Then would not the spawn kill it? Does that do enough?
Yeah, no. So I was trying to kill the boss before the spawns because the boss's attack happens before the spawns. But
right.
Actually, if we put the boss on the spawn point, the way the boss is attacked, if we put the boss on the spawn point, the boss does only hit one building. So actually, I think that works.
And Mothra can protect it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know what I'm doing.
So I'm just gonna shoot the
from there. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. I don't think it super matters. It's not like Ghidra needs to survive. I'm thinking about
But the building's bubble needs to survive through to the boss's attack.
Yeah, but that. Okay. Yeah, this works because we can just survive the shot. There we go. That is a functional outcome. Thank you, Mothra. You've saved us yet again. Mothra's always out here saving the day.
I feel like I helped a little bit. I'm sorry if I had trouble explaining what I was.
No, I mean that was a boss clearance strategy here. The first group of immigrants to Mars departed from Japan. With more and more cities being eroded by mushrooms, I heard there was no shortage of anxious people hoping to leave. As for me, having been good at shogi and chess since I was little, I went on to study at a university of science, majoring in quantum mechanics. It's true, if you can play shogi, you can do quantum mechanics. They're basically the same thing. With my research taking my undivided attention, all my other problems were gone and forgotten.
That's right.
Like chess board games are one of those traditional strategic board games are one of those way overblown indicators of like classic scholastic intelligence that we have culturally just have no mapping to anything in the real world. But for some reason, people are very like, oh, your child can play chess, they must be a genius. Like, I was very good at chess as a child, and look at me. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're gonna continue. We're gonna figure out how to get some of those investigation points. It is going to bother me that our World 3 doesn't have its little platinum star next to it like the others.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. We'll get there. And then, onward, into the future, perhaps to more monsters. And we'll see you then.